But we're still not quite done with this problem. So now we have x squared minus 4 here in parentheses. Well, we can factor that in the same way that we factored the ones before. So we can write that as x minus 2 times x plus 2. And now we're done. So again, this is really important. The first step in any factoring problem is to pull out the greatest common factor. So like here, we started this problem by pulling out a 2x, and that made our lives a lot easier. All right, so let's move on. So let's say we want to do x plus 6 times x minus 2. We learned how to do that earlier. So we have to do x plus 6 times x. And then we have to do x plus 6 times negative 2. And so if we expand now, we get x squared plus 6x. And then negative 2 times x is negative 2x. And then 6 times negative 2 is negative 12. And then we can combine like terms here. 6x minus 2x is 4x. So we get x squared plus 4x minus 12. All right, now let's say we wanted to go in reverse. Let's say we had x squared plus 4x minus 12, and we wanted to write it something like this. Stuff in parentheses multiplied together. We want to factor it. Well, let's look at how we'd have to do that. So here's our answer. We know that this is our answer, and by studying the answer, we can figure out how this process needs to work. So when we multiply these two things out, this constant term we got here at the end, this negative 12, well, that was this number times this number, 6 times negative 2. And this middle number here, this 4x, well, that was originally 6x minus 2x. Okay, so the process is this. If we wanted to write x squared plus 4x minus 12, if we wanted to write that as x plus some number times x plus some other number, well, we know a lot of facts about these numbers. What we see is that whatever number that goes here times whatever number that goes here would have to equal negative 12. So we saw that 6 times negative 2, well, it had to equal negative 12. And then what we also see is that 6x minus 2x was 4x. So what we see from above is that this number plus this number have to be that number. So if we were working in reverse here and we wanted to factor this and we wanted to find what these numbers had to be, well, we'd have to say is, all right, well, first of all, we got to find factors of negative 12. So we find all those. We can say, all right, well, I can write negative 12 as 1 times negative 12, or negative 1 times 12, negative 2 times 6, or 2 times negative 6, or 3 times negative 4, or negative 4 times 3. So we know that a number like, say, 1 and negative 12 would have to go here and here, or a number like negative 2 and 6 would have to go here and here, or maybe a 3 would have to go here, and maybe a negative 4 would have to go here. Whatever the case, we know that these two numbers have to multiply out to give negative 12. What we also know is that those two numbers that we put here and here also have to add up to 4. So if we just go through this list, we see, okay, 1 plus negative 12 adds up to negative 11. All right, that doesn't work. Negative 1 plus 12, that adds up to 11. That doesn't work. Negative 2 plus 6, well, that adds up to 4. Great, so we're done. So I can put a negative 2 here, and I can put a 6 here. And now I can check if I'm right. I can check if I expand this, that it will give me this. And you can see, well, we saw above, it certainly works. And normally I'd write my answer, rather than writing x plus a negative 2, I'd write that as x minus 2 times x plus 6. Usually we don't leave plus a negative in our final answer. So when you're factoring, again, the process is, like, let's say we want to factor x squared plus 5x plus, or we'll do x squared plus 6x plus 5. And we want to write this as x plus some number times x plus some other number. Well, these numbers here, they're going to have to multiply together to give 5. And when we add them, they're going to have to get 6. So here there's really only one choice. 5, it splits up into 1 times 5 and nothing else. So if we put a 1 here and a 5 here, well, 1 times 5 will certainly give us 5. And 1x plus 5x certainly gives us 6x. So that's how we factor trinomials.